A long time ago, there was a Karuppan Sami temple in the middle of a forest. The people there believed that if they had a problem, they could go to the temple, crush red chilies, and paste them on the deity. It is believed that Karuppan Sami would then listen to their problems and solve them. This is the history of the Karuppu temple. Coming back to the present day, a girl and her father travel from Kerala and arrive in Chennai. The train stops in one place for a long time. Feeling they are getting late, they notice an auto rickshaw outside. Deciding to take it, they get off the train. Since it is an odd hour, the auto rickshaw driver behaves strangely. Suddenly, while bargaining with him, the driver looks at two people nearby, gets scared, and runs away. Suddenly, two men wearing face masks approach them. They try to steal the money and jewelry from the father and daughter. The two try their best to fight back, but at one point, the thieves grab the father's bag and run away. He screams loudly, asking for his bag back because his entire life is in it. But the thieves disappear with it. The father and daughter decide not to let this go and go to the police station to complain. The police officer questions them suspiciously, asking why they got off the train at such an odd hour, and even accuses the father of hiding the jewelry himself and making up a robbery story. Then the father reveals a shocking detail. The bag contained nearly 60 sovereigns of gold jewelry. He explains that his daughter's kidney has failed and doctors said she could only get treated in Chennai. They came all the way from Kerala for her surgery, but someone stole the bag containing the money meant for her medical expenses. The father begs the police for his daughter's sake. Understanding it is a medical emergency, the police round up 10 suspects. They ask the father and daughter to identify the thief. Since they cannot easily identify them, the police interrogate and beat up the suspects until two of them confess to the crime. Finally, the stolen jewelry is recovered. However, while the father brought 60 sovereigns, the police account shows only 45 sovereigns. 15 sovereigns are missing. When questioned, the police casually reply that the thieves must have spent it and ask what they can do about it. With no other choice, the father asks for the remaining 45 sovereigns so they can proceed with the medical treatment. But the police officer introduces another twist, saying that since it is stolen property, they cannot just hand it over. They have to submit it to the court and he must retrieve it through legal channels. The father feels helpless as the money is urgently needed for his daughter. The police officer tells him not to worry and hands him a business card for a lawyer who will handle the case for free. That lawyer is Baby Kannan, played by R.J. Balaji, who practically controls the Chennai High Court. Baby is known for bribing and controlling everyone in the court, from lawyers to judges, for many years. Any case that needs to be won goes through him. Even if someone is guilty, Baby can argue in court to make them look innocent and win the case. He does not protect justice. He runs a system based on his own rules. The father and daughter go to meet this lawyer. The father explains the situation to Baby. Baby asks for a fee of 10,000 rupees and promises to get the jewelry back. But here comes another catch. Usually, the police must present the recovered jewelry in court, but they keep delaying it, making excuses that the officers are unavailable. Instead of winning the case quickly, Baby uses these continuous delays to charge the 1,000 rupees for every hearing. On top of that, the father and daughter have to pay for food, drinks and other expenses for Baby's entire team. Eventually, just their food bill reaches 2 lakh rupees. Seeing this, the daughter loses all hope. She feels they will never get the jewelry back, can never return home, and that she will eventually die without treatment. The father and daughter feel completely broken by the corrupt system. Meanwhile, the girl's health worsens and she starts vomiting blood. A kidney patient needs immediate treatment or it can be fatal. The father keeps trying but eventually loses faith. Baby reassures them that the next hearing is the final one and promises to save his daughter. The father attends the final hearing. Surprisingly, the police appear with the recovered jewelry. But suddenly, the judge announces he has urgent work and postpones the case to the next hearing. The father gets furious. He points out that the jewelry is right there and begs the judge to return it before leaving. The judge gets angry at being questioned, challenges the father to try and get the jewelry back and refuses to help. Baby also gets angry because the father offended the judge. Baby challenges him, saying no one can get the jewelry back now. The helpless father laments that he came from Kerala to save his daughter, but now the system is refusing to return his stolen money. Outside the court, there is a Karuppan Sami temple. During his visits, the father noticed that people crushed red chilies, pasted them on the deity, and prayed for justice. With tears in his eyes, he wonders if God truly exists. He approaches the deity, grinds the chilies, and applies them to the idol, crying out to God to save his daughter's life. He places all his remaining faith in Karuppan Sami. Meanwhile, Baby is celebrating his corrupt lifestyle, boasting that whatever he says is the law in court. Suddenly, a loud sound is heard and a bright light descends from the sky. Just like the old legend, Karuppan Sami answers the prayer. The deity comes alive and lands on earth. Seeing this, people bow down in fear and devotion. Karuppan Sami begins attacking and punishing all the evil people in the area. Baby is shocked and confused, wondering if he is hallucinating from alcohol, but soon realizes that God has truly arrived. Baby asks the deity why he is targeting him. Karuppan Sami replies that Baby is the root of all the corruption. Baby argues that there are worse people out there and challenges the deity. If he is truly a god, he should fight and win a case in court legally, without using any divine powers or bribes. They form an agreement. Baby promises that if the deity wins legally, he will also change his ways and practice law honestly. Karuppan Sami accepts the challenge and appears in human form as Surya. Surya, as Karuppan Sami, takes up the case of the father and daughter. He promises to win it for them legally. However, even filing the case requires paying multiple bribes, which Surya eventually settles. When the judge reads the case and asks who will argue, Surya steps forward. However, 3 other fake lawyers also step up, claiming they are handling the case. This is a trap set by Baby, who previously stated that no one could win a case honestly. The judge tells them to sort out who's actually representing the client and postpones the hearing. Surya realizes this is Baby's doing. Trisha's character notes that Surya is a newcomer facing trouble on his very first day. She warns Surya that Baby controls the entire court and advises him to find out who those fake lawyers are. Surya meets the fake lawyers and politely asks them to step away from the case, but they refuse because they expect bribes. Surya challenges them, stating he will win the case without paying a single bribe. He then reveals a glimpse of his true divine form to them, freezing everyone in the room except Trisha. He asks Trisha to show him around the corrupt court. Baby notices that something supernatural is happening. He confronts Surya and points out that he used his powers to influence the fake lawyers, causing them to withdraw. Baby argues that using divine power is also a form of cheating. He demands that Surya win like a normal human. Surya promises not to use his divine powers again. Trisha explains the corruption in the court to Surya. She explains that Baby decides the outcome and value of every major case. She shares a current case. An MLA tried to misbehave with his female assistant. The woman filed a court case against him. However, she doesn't know that the lawyer representing her is actually one of Baby's men. In this case, both the prosecuting and defending sides belong to Baby. Therefore, Baby ensures the verdict will favor the MLA, and the woman will never get justice. Surya decides to intervene. He comforts the father and daughter, promising to get their jewelry back in the next hearing. But the daughter has lost faith, pointing out their heavy financial losses and the missing 15 sovereigns. Surya emotionally promises that he will protect them. In the next hearing, Surya presents all the evidence to the judge and demands the return of the jewelry. The judge gets offended by Surya's commanding tone and demands an apology. However, the judge remains corrupt and brings up unnecessary rules, questioning the ownership of the jewelry and even insulting the daughter's clothing choices. When the daughter fights back, the judge gets angry and sentences her to 1 day in prison for contempt of court. Surya cannot use his powers to stop it. In prison, the girl's health deteriorates severely and she begins vomiting blood. Surya rushes to the judge to appeal, explaining her critical condition and begging for the jewelry. The next day, through legal arguments and without using any bribes, Surya finally wins the case and gets the jewelry back. The father is overjoyed, thinking he can finally save his daughter. Just as the father receives the jewelry, he gets a phone call from the hospital. The hospital informs him that his daughter has passed away. The father is completely devastated. He curses the corrupt legal system, crying out that he fought for months to get his money back, but the delay killed his daughter. He confronts the lawyers, throws the recovered jewelry at them in anger, and walks away. Surya is left heartbroken and full of sorrow. Baby walks in and mockingly tells Surya that he should have just paid the bribes to save the girl instead of chasing honesty and justice. Baby boasts that even if Surya is a god, the corrupt path is the only way to get things done quickly. Deeply saddened, Surya leaves the place. Later, the court is busy discussing the MLA's harassment case. The victim is begging Baby's team to return her case files so she can hire another lawyer. Baby's assistant mockingly tells her she can hand it over if any other lawyer has the guts to accept it. Because of Baby's fear, no lawyer steps forward. Surya watches this and realizes this is his chance to restore justice. He steps up, takes the case files, and announces he will represent her. Baby's men attack him, but Surya fights them off physically and defends the case. This marks the intermission of the story. In the second half, Plisha represents the victim in court on Surya's behalf. Baby presents fake evidence against the woman, claiming the MLA is innocent and that everything happened with her consent. However, Surya has secretly cast a magic spell in the courtroom. No one can speak a lie inside the court. If they try to lie, they will automatically speak the truth. When Baby tries to argue falsehoods, he ends up confessing the truth, that the MLA is guilty and the woman is innocent. He even blabs out that the judge has a corrupt link with the MLA and received a bribe to dismiss the case. Furious and embarrassed, the judge kicks Baby out of the courtroom. Baby is baffled by why he spoke the truth. Soon, every corrupt lawyer in the court starts confessing their crimes due to the spell. Baby realizes Surya is behind this. The exposure of the judge's corruption creates a massive scandal, and the government prepares to take action against him. The judge blames Baby for this disaster and sends hitmen to kill him. A truck rams into Baby's car, flipping it over. 3 hitmen approach to finish him off. But due to the truth spell, instead of killing him, they politely ask if he is hurt and offer to take him to the hospital. Baby is confused by their kindness, but suddenly, as they move away, they turn violent again and try to attack him. Baby realizes something important. He notices a sign indicating the boundary of the town. He understands that Karuppan Sami is a local deity whose powers only work within a specific geographic boundary. Once outside that boundary, the spell breaks. Baby uses this knowledge. He records the hitman's confession within the boundary, takes it to the judge, and reveals that Surya is a deity operating within a specific boundary. To strip Surya of his powers, Baby organizes the lawyers to protest and demand that the court building be moved, claiming the 150-year-old building is unsafe. To speed up the process, Baby orchestrates the death of the corrupt judge by making a stone fall on him, framing it as a building collapse. With the judge dead and the building deemed unsafe, Baby successfully gets the court relocated to a new building outside Surya's boundary. Surya realizes that his divine powers will no longer work in the new location, but accepts the situation. Even without his powers, the lawyers are now afraid to lie because they know a god exists. The MLA case comes up for a hearing in the new court under a new judge. Baby tries to bribe the new judge. However, Trisha reminds the judge of Karuppan Sami. Terrified of divine punishment, the judge rejects the bribe, finds the MLA guilty, and sentences him to 3 years of rigorous imprisonment. Baby is shocked by his defeat. He decides to create chaos with his men and attacks the judge and lawyers. Surya arrives to protect the people. Baby mocks him, saying he is powerless now. But Surya declares that while human laws can fail, divine justice never fails. He takes his true divine form, fights Baby, and kills him. He warns everyone that anyone who takes bribes or manipulates justice will face the same fate. What started as a commercial entertainer turns into a divine justice film with a massive twist. Following Baby's death, honesty is restored in the court, and people stop taking bribes.